Your latest news update from Western Mass News.
I'm Chris Pisano with a look at your headlines. State police searching for a missing man from Fitchburg. Police say they're searching for 23-year-old Ethan Freeman. He was reported missing on January 19th and last seen in Fitchburg. According to police, he may have taken a rideshare service to Belchertown, Amherst, or Gardner. Police also say he might have a gun with him. At the time he went missing, he had a permit to carry it, but it's since been suspended. Freeman was last seen wearing a gray jacket, jeans, and gray boots. He's 5'11", weighs 210 pounds. If you have any information, contact Fitchburg Police. Crews in Westfield battling a house fire on North Road Wednesday afternoon. This was the scene when our Western Mass News crews first arrived. Deputy Fire Chief Andrew Hart says the fire began in the garage. No injuries were reported, and the cause of the fire is currently under investigation. It is not considered suspicious. New tonight, a UMass Amherst alumna is celebrating after winning first place in Houston's Grand Opera's Concert of Arias on February 3rd. The annual competition identifies potential candidates for the HGO's internationally acclaimed Young Artist Training Program. Natalie Lewis, a member of the class of 2021, was one of more than 900 applicants that entered and one of only 8 to make it to the finals. Lewis took home the gold along with $10,000 in prize money. Congrats to her. She was also selected for the Online Viewers' Choice Award by the live streaming audience. Lewis is scheduled to make her Carnegie Hall debut in April 2023.
I'm meteorologist Jana Brown with a check of your forecast. We have a winter weather advisory in effect that will continue throughout the day tomorrow and wrap up in the pre-dawn hours Friday morning. Now, we've already seen some snow out there tonight, but we're going to quickly transition over to sleet and rain in the valley, and then snow, sleet, and freezing rain throughout the hills. That will be getting lighter and gradually tapering off by sunrise on Thursday, and roads will likely be icy in most locations. The greater Springfield area might still be slightly above freezing, but temperatures are expected to fall throughout the morning, so roads may become icy throughout the morning commute. Patchy freezing drizzle possible throughout the day, maybe a little sleet, otherwise cloudy, with temperatures dropping likely into the 20s during the afternoon. And then a little batch of light freezing rain comes through tomorrow evening with more icy road conditions. However, temperatures are expected to climb through Friday morning, so the early commute is looking okay. We turn windy and colder, though, as we head into Friday afternoon. Wind gusts could top 40 miles an hour, and temperatures drop to the single digits by Saturday morning with wind chills below 0. Now, Saturday and Sunday we're cloudy with a stray snow shower or flurries possible. Then we're watching our next storm Monday night to Tuesday. This one could actually bring more snow to the area, something to keep an eye on for now.
Stay with Western Mass News on air, online, and on our app throughout the day for breaking news, weather, and exclusive content.